What is up, guys? Good to pull here. Doing another video. This is kind of a different video. This is gonna be all the basics for Kindred, pretty much for season 7 that I know of. Since season 7, jungle and stuff has been around for a little over a month now at this point, I believe. So we're gonna go over the basics, and we're gonna start with like the starting clear and how I prefer to do it, which is I start machete always now and refill the pot, obviously. I start blue side always because it just seems like the better side to start right now, because red side just seems worse to clear and slower. But I start blue side. Normally you'd have a leash, so it goes a bit faster, but you're normally done with the 3 camps around here around 230, 225, 220, around those time areas. I don't ever smite the first 2 camps. Like, normally you only use 1 W there. Obviously when you get a leash things are faster, but just start W, kite blue, get a leash, you know, get a bit of help. You don't normally take much damage. Obviously I didn't have my W for this like whole time of doing Grom, so that was that. But yeah. Just start these 3 camps. As you can see, I'm already a little late. I don't have a leash to show you this, but I'm just showing you the basic path. But then just when you're doing the wolves, once you get to the wolves, after you do the first 2 camps, which are basic, use this wall to kind of kite around and just kind of jump over it, smite. Normally you would be around full health from that smite, as you probably see in my videos. But here, you would be done with 3 camps around 230 at the latest. You then either go to your first mark if it's here, or in their jungle, you can. And then your top laners and mid laners would either be around level 2, or should be level 2 unless something early happened. So you could either get your first mark, or if it's not here on the side of the map, you can go to a first gank. Or get your first mark, you can gank top, or you can gank bot, depending who's pushed, who you could get something from, or if you just want to blow some summoners. But if neither of those are an option, I normally like to jump over the rift wall right there and come straight down to their red, because, well, if you're starting top. If your blue side is your top side, I like to go and invade their red, because a lot of junglers still are starting like by their bot lane now, because for the faster leash. So you can go and invade their red, and you can either wait there to kill them, or just steal a red and then bounce out with the plant, which the plants pretty much always spawn there. That's just the basics of that. Then I'm going to go towards the bottom side of the jungle. So let's say you didn't invade, you didn't do anything, you were just going to go for full clear, or didn't get your mark or something because you didn't trust it or whatever, or you're new to Kindred, so you're not necessarily full health or something. Here's the way that I prefer to do it. Come over here, you do your raptors, attack the little ones. I attack each little one, kill the little ones while moving around, so they kind of have to run around and don't attack constantly. But always kill the little ones before the big one, and you take much less damage. So that's the easiest way to kill raptors. They're still slow and you still take some damage, but it's a lot better than it was. Then just move on to red, you know, kite red as best as you can, which this one can be a bit more annoying to kite. Use your E when you have blue buff, by the way, to clear. I don't tend to do it just because, I don't know, I just have it not to, and I don't think it's necessary, but it does speed things up. You come over to your Krugs. I always recommend killing your Krugs before your first back, unless you like invade or something or get caught out, because your first kill of the Krugs now gives you half the XP, so the longer you leave them there, the longer they're just going to sit on that less XP, which can set you behind if the enemy jungler does their Krugs and keeps killing them, because they'll be getting full XP until you kill yours the first time and they'll wait from the respawn to get the full XP. So I'd always recommend doing that and clearing out like that. But that's just the basic starting jungle clear. That took 4 minutes. I didn't know it was going to take that long, sorry. I wanted this to be kind of a quick video. But now I'm going to move on to talking about the runes, the masteries, and the item builds. So, I'll see you there. Alright, what's up guys? We're back. I'm going to drag this to the middle screen, or can I make this full screen? I'm sorry, I'm not kind of used to doing this, so fit the screen. Okay, there we go. I'm going to be doing the runes masteries now. So here's the rune page that I prefer to take, and this is just my preferred one. I take 980 runes, just because I'm not a fan of lethality right now, but 9 armor runes, or not armor, attack damage runes, 9 armor seals, 9 attack speed glyphs, and 3 attack speed quintessence. That's the rune page I prefer. The reason I take this is because I like having the roughly 20% attack speed when I start, because I feel like your attack speed's too low if you don't have them. And I don't think lethality is as good early game, because you want to snowball off of early game and not wait till late game for your things to like spike. That's why you want to get your marks and stuff early so you are relevant and have the damage late game. So I can understand, yeah, lethality could still be good if you really just want to focus only on late game, but I like focusing on early game too. So that's the reason I do that. I'm just going to come to this random rune page. Actually, I'll just clear this one. And this is another rune page that I see some people going, is you go 9 lethality marks, you go armor seals. Armor seals can be traded out. There's a few people I know who like to go health, scaling health. I think you need the armor, so I always go armor on all my rune pages. And then magic resistance blues. The reason people go this is just because obviously when you're going against a team that has AP and AD, magic resistance, I'm sorry, I sorted that, and armor helps a lot. And then for the quintessence, still always attack speed. That's another rune page that I know some people like to go. This is good for when the enemy team has a mixed bunch of balance, mixed bunch of balance in their damage. You still have roughly 15% bonus attack speed. It's not a bad rune page. It's just not what I prefer. It's something the lethality takes longer longer to get the full use out of because obviously it scales the armor pen with your level. So it's not something I prefer to use. But again, it's a pretty solid rune page. We'll go to the next rune page, which I'll just show you this one too. This quick, but it's just the same thing, you know, armor and then MR. That one, it's pretty much the same as the first one, just instead of the extra 5 attack speed, you just get MR instead. I guess you could say the attack speed one that I prefer to run is pretty much mainly good when your enemy teams are full, mainly AD, because you don't need the MR. But this rune page is really solid. Anyways, we'll move on to the actual next one that people use. This is one that a lot of people use when they still take Fervor, is to go 9 attack speed marks, the armor seals, and then MR glyphs. Some people go scaling MR. I don't like scaling MR. I think just starting with the 12 MR overall is just better. That's just me again. This is a rune page that it's pretty solid rune page. You start with 29% attack speed, so pretty much 30% attack speed at the beginning. It's good. I don't know if it's good. I actually haven't ran this rune page in a really long time since Kindred got a bunch of nerfs and the armor pen became better. I wouldn't say it's a bad rune page, but it's not a rune page I would recommend using. Maybe it is better than I think it is. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's just me. But again, I'll go back to this is the preferred rune page that I've been running for the time being. I've actually been running attack speed glyphs, like I said. It's been working out really well. I may try running the MR ones more because I'm sure that would actually probably be more beneficial in the long run since most teams aren't full AD. But that's the rune page I tend to use more often than not. So, yeah, now we're going to move on to Masteries. This is the one that I've been using for lately, is the Thunderlord Decree rune page. The reason I go with this is because Fervor, base AD isn't really that great on Kindred. I mean, yeah, it helps a bit, but your scaling is not that great, so I tend to just stick more with not having AD and just going towards the early game snowball, which Thunderlord helps do damage early game. I start with plus 4% attack speed, and then first basic attack deals bonus damage. You could switch this with Feast or expose weaknesses. I don't know why I started over that. Couldn't do it. Apparently people did the math, and this is the best way to set up your next 2 page, 2 points in Vampirism, 3 in Natural Talent. Overall is like the best way. I don't know how the math for that. I just going with what people thought was the best, honestly, for that one. And then the fourth one here, I like Bounty Hunter in a sense because it gives you a good amount of extra damage, but the problem also is the 7.5% damage, it's nice, but you have to kill everybody once, so I kind of sometimes debate on maybe taking Double-Edged Sword just for the 5% damage flat, but you also take more damage from that, so it's kind of iffy on which you would prefer. I would never take Battle Trance. I would never take that just because I don't feel like you're in combat long enough or in a live long enough to get the full proc for 5 seconds, but that's me. I then take Savagery for the bonus damage, buff, or Runic Affinity for the buff to rotation, Merciless for the champion's health below 40% health, do more damage. Greenfather's Gift, because when you walk in and out of a bush, which you do in jungle, it works against jungle camps and champions. It's a very useful thing to actually have. The Precision Mastery, which is the main reason that people use this page, is it gives you pretty much the same amount of lethality that the runes you normally take, or that you would be taking, roughly, or not the same amount, you'd get more on the runes, but it gives you a good amount of lethality. It gives you the same amount as the AD you have. And then Thunderlord's Decree just for the early damage. Some people prefer Storm Rage's Surge to help chase people down or get away in slows and stuff. I prefer Thunderlord just for the early snowball. Storm Ragers isn't bad. But it's not my type of thing. Another rune page people are using is this one. You start with Savage. It's 1812-0. You start with Savagery, Runic Affinity, Merciless, and then Greenfather's Gift. And attack speed, Fresh Blood, Vampirism, the same divided way. Double-edged sword is, like I said, you can interchange these two depending on which one you prefer. Battering blows for the armor pen. And then Fervor of Battle. Some people do like Fervor of Battle. Most of the people I know that take this take the attack speed runes and masteries. Again, not my type of rune page because I don't think Fervor of Battle is as good anymore. I may mess around with it a bit more and test it, but it doesn't feel as good to me as it, like, obviously as it used to when it got nerfed. But now we're just going to move on to the item builds. I'm in the old client, which is why I can still do this. I don't like the new client. But, alright, for the item builds, I don't know why I still have Warrior in here that can get out of here. My main item build is, we'll just come down here and, yeah. Alright, my main item build is normally Blood Razor. You'd get Blood Razor first, and then you would, then get these, what are they called, Berserker Greaves. You can go Swiftness. I don't prefer Swiftness, like, ever. Sometimes I go Merc Treads, depending on how many stuns their team has for the Tenacity. That's iffy. I don't normally recommend those. Then you go Runan's Hurricane. These three are pretty much core. I would never really change these, other than very rarely the boots I exchange for Merc Treads, like I said. But these three I would always recommend getting as your first three items. And then Black Cleaver is also another item that I recommend getting the majority of the time unless they have a really squishy team, in which case you don't need it. Into Frozen Mallet and then Guardian Angel. This is the one rune page, or one item build. It's a very solid item build. This slows, this destroys armor, and then you've got multi-target attacking, plus a bunch of attack speed and % health damage from your basic abilities and stuff, plus the Blood Razor adds on to that, GA for the second life. Really helpful. It's up to you if that's the build you like. I prefer this for mainly a team with like a good amount of armor, or if an enemy team has a good amount of armor, I substitute the Frozen Mallet and add in a Lord Dominic's or a Mortal Reminder. That's up to you. If a team has like no armor, I sometimes just not get the Black Cleaver and then just go for the Blade of the Ruin King, Frozen Mallet, which I deleted so I can't really add in here. Let's see, the Mallet, and that's my normal build. Sometimes again you could substitute this out and add if they don't really, I wouldn't ever really recommend not building Black Cleaver, but building Bork in the Lord Dominic's card. A lot of times, like, you can say, yeah, but you need lifesteal and stuff. You don't always need lifesteal, so I wouldn't recommend going with any other builds personally, but I'm sure there's a lot of other people who would probably do some crit Kindred builds and stuff. I've never messed around with those really, other than that one time I made a video about trying crit Kindred. It's not my type of thing. I think those builds are pretty much the best. But those are just the basics of Kindred so far for me in Season 7. I hope you maybe got some use out of this. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Don't. It's up to you. Anyways, thank you for watching.